So, anyone who didn't know Leaflet before? Okay. So Leaflet is pretty simple thing. So it allows you to embed maps on web pages, and you can put different stuff in it. Like there's not much more in it. So like there are map tiles. You can put markers, mockups, and vector data to it, and you can zoom around, pan around, and not much more than that. But I'll need to look at the history of direct maps. So the first one was Google Maps API in 2005. Then, well, an open source alternative called OpenWares. Then, in 2009, Google Maps version 3 appeared that like made it mobile friendly and much faster, optimized, and smooth, and etc. And only 2 years later, in 2011, there was the first release of Leaflet, and after that, like in a very short amount of time, it suddenly becomes like all the rage, the mainstream JavaScript library for maps. So everyone starts using it. Like the biggest websites of the world start using Leaflet, despite really strong competition, despite like huge corporation, like people putting huge time into working really serious software that's Google Maps API, and really simple library like Leaflet suddenly becomes super. So first I'd like to tell you the story behind Leaflet, how it appeared and why. So I should start that I think I'm not a super good developer. Actually, I'm pretty average, and yeah. And I'm actually much better at music than development. I'm actually a rock musician. I lead a band of some people. They're in Kiev. But what makes me a really good open source developer, but I think a very bad, unproductive, like corporate enterprise developer, is that I really easily get enthusiastic about something. So I get excited like in a moment, and then I just want to code and non-stop. When I'm not excited, I can do a simple thing for 2 weeks and fail. So yeah, so this excitement came to me when in April 2008 I was in Kiev, and I was working for a company that, and they found out that we'd be working, our new client was Vladimir. So they were seeking for a development team in Kiev to work on their mapping stuff. And there were about 2 weeks before Vladimir came to Kiev and tell us what to do and what they are all about. So, but I was really curious, and I started reading all information I could find about this startup called Vladimir, and in their investment press announcements, I read that it's about OpenStreetMap. So it builds services on top of OpenStreetMap, and I started looking into this thing called OpenStreetMap, and I got really excited because I was blown away by the idea of open maps that anyone can edit. It's really mind-blowing. And my boss told me, like, until they come, you just hang out, learn something, do whatever. But I couldn't sit just doing nothing, so I started coding right away. And yeah, so before they came, I built a really simple prototype of JavaScript map display where you could zoom in, zoom out with the mouse, and pan around. It couldn't do anything at all, but it was like really ugly, several hundred lines of code, but it worked. Yeah, they came to Kiev, and I immediately showed them what I built, and they said, "All right, that's awesome. You're gonna be our API guy." Yeah. So yeah, they were building services on top of it, like tiles, geocoding, routing, and they really quickly needed a JavaScript API for that, so that people could use their services easily. So they said, like, okay, we need to build a full-featured API really quickly, and there's a really super awesome, mature, really established open source solution that exists that we're gonna use. Like it's so awesome that you wrote something and it works, but we need something really mature. So we'll use OpenWares. And who knows what OpenWares is? Okay, so OpenWares was the first open source mapping library to appear. And I said, well, I was a bit frustrated, but I said, okay, let's build OpenWares, and I started looking into what OpenWares is. And at that point, I didn't know much about maps at all, so I didn't know any of the complexity of different projections and like services, formats, hundreds of formats, and like it can get really, really complicated. I didn't know anything about it. I was thinking that maps are very simple. It's just like tiles and you pan around and zoom in, and that's it. Like no complexity at all. So when I looked at OpenWares, and at that time it was JavaScript, and it was 2008. Browsers were really slow, and OpenWares code base was like 100,000 lines of code, and I was like, "What is this?" I was shocked. I was like super shocked, and like, how does this simple thing called mapping can be so huge and bloated and complex? And the documentation was like, I couldn't understand anything. Like, I couldn't understand anything in the code either. I didn't know how to build on top of this, so I was really, really frustrated. I was so yeah. And I tried building an API on top of OpenWares, but in a couple of days I had reached the maximum level of despair, and then I thought like how complex it could be to develop an API from scratch. So there are some basic API requirements that we need to achieve, like tiles. Just a simple X, Y, Z scheme with no projections other than the standard pattern projection. Just markers on top of it, some pop-ups to display information, and polylines and polygons maybe. So that, well, it doesn't look too hard to build from scratch. So there was an IRC channel, I think it was OSMDev, where like mapping gurus at the time hang out. And I went to that channel to share my awesome idea of building a really lightweight, a really simple alternative to OpenWares. And there, so I came here, I was like, hey guys, I'm thinking of building a really simple lightweight OpenWares alternative. What do you think? And there was a guy who was considered a really important, really huge person in GIS world, and everyone listened to him. He was a authority, and he replied like, "Go to hell, dear. No one needs it. Nobody gives a crap. You just built on top of OpenWares, or you will fail." Maybe it wasn't as harsh as that, but like 6 years passed, and memory tends to exaggerate a bit. So, and I thought that if someone tells me that the idea I really believe in isn't worth something, that I can do it, that I'll fail, I feel like this. So I thought challenge accepted, and I started coding even more passionately than before. And there was a like, deadline in maybe 2 or 3 weeks when I had to present my new built cloud-based JavaScript API for Maps, and they expected it to be built on top of local layers, but I decided to trick them. I wasn't completely honest. I decided to, oh well, if it doesn't work out, I'll just use the remaining 2 days before the deadline to make something on top of local layers. But I will try just building my own from scratch and continuing my prototype that I built earlier. And yeah, so I didn't tell anything about me that I did so. And eventually I built something that would be later called as web app slide. It was cloud-based JavaScript API for maps. It was really simple. Just dials, markers, and some controls, nothing complex. And when the day came to present my API that I built to my employers, they said, okay, let's try that. Let's see what you built. And they're trying it, and feeling of confusion starts to appear on their faces because they expected something really like open layers. But they couldn't understand why it's so fast. This is like a miracle. How did you make open layers so fast? So at that time I had to confess that I tricked them, that I decided to build my own solution, and I wasn't going to use open layers, and they said, alright, we think that's great, let's go with this approach. It's certainly better. And I was really happy about myself. Yeah, so this was my first epic win. So a couple of years passed. I was working on this API. I was improving it, but as the time went, no one really helped me with this project because CloudMate had other projects to work on, and I was the only person to maintain this API, and they wanted me to work on many other projects because API wasn't a priority. Like, it works and okay, let's build some new stuff. But this was the time browser technology advanced really fast, and it was really hard to keep up. Like, fix bugs in new browser versions and things like that. So use new APIs that appear in browsers like HTML5 and things like this. So I started to get frustrated again in a couple of years, and I felt like this. Yeah, and my last straw was when there was a bug in the API, and someone wrote to my email, hey, I know that you develop a cloud-based JavaScript API, and it has a bug, but the source is closed, it's obfuscated, but I reverse engineered it like to fix this bad bug, and here's a patch for it. I was, wow, what a nice guy. But then I realized that this is actually a really sad thing, that people go to such great lengths to contribute to a project because it's closed. And I wondered what would be if this project was open source, how much people would decide to help it and contribute. If even in obfuscated form, there are people who want to contribute to it. So I decided that we need to make it open source. So about 2010, yeah, I decided that there is no other way other than making it open source. Otherwise, this API will fail. We won't keep up to competition and to browser development. So I wrote a really huge letter to my bosses and employers with about 10 points about why we should make it open source. And they read it, they had a board meeting about it, and eventually they said, "You're right, okay, let's make it open source." So web apps Lite became Leaflet. Actually, when we decided to make it open source, eventually I wrote everything from scratch because I wanted the code to be really beautiful and easily understandable for other people to contribute to. Yeah, but its legacy was closed source API, but eventually got open. So this was my second huge win in my career. Yeah, and I felt that I had an enormous karma boost when I actually became an open source developer for the first time in my life. It's earlier, before GitHub became so popular, it was pretty difficult to start being an open source contributor because you didn't know where to start. So, and this was a great achievement. You felt like if you're an open source contributor, you're part of some allied group of people that's really makes this world better, and you will certainly go to heaven. So yeah, it was really nice. So this is a video I made about last year. A year ago, it was I think it was anniversary of 2 years of development. Yeah. It's, this is a visualization of Git commit history. And at the start, you saw one man, that's me, writing the code, and then other people start to appear. And it goes from there, and more people start to appear and help me with this project. And it was an incredible feeling when you see that people from other parts of the world that you don't know suddenly decide to help you with something, fix a bug, add a feature, and it was really empowering. And I got really enthusiastic about it. I don't know if it's worth doing this until the end, but it will get really crowded. So let's wait. This is a live recording of my band's instrumental song. It's, yeah, I tried to insert ads. Okay, yeah. You can see there's a lot of people helping me. Okay.
A question. So,
yeah.
What did you use to create this?
It's an open source tool called Wars. It's like source, but the first letter is G. It's an open source tool, so you can use it on any Git repository. So it's pretty nice. Yeah. This was the story behind Leaflet, and now I'm going to talk a bit about its current state. So now Leaflet is being used by the biggest websites in the world: Foursquare, Pinterest, and Mozilla, 508 Flickr. This Craigslist it doesn't look like that anymore. It still has a little pop on it, but at first, like for first year, this is a front page of Craigslist, and it had this link. So if I decide to put some Viagra ads on Leaflet website, I will get rich by this time. But I miss my moments. They don't have power than Leaflet now, but they have OpenStreetMap web cookies. This is GitHub docs. This was a visualization of presidential elections on Washington Post, and it really doesn't look like an interactive map. It is built on it, and it is interactive. Yeah, a lot of wonderful use cases. So this is not real world at all. It's EGN is the biggest game world on the web, and this is the map of Skyrim. Who played Skyrim? Elder Scrolls. Yeah, right. And this is World of Warcraft. Okay, it's more familiar. It's a game world map, and this is not a map at all. It's there is a strategy game series called Total War, and it's high resolution screenshot viewer built in Leaflet. And this blew my mind. I don't understand what's happening here, but but this is a human genome browser built in Leaflet, and it's totally mind-blowing. So I don't understand what this is, but it just sounds cool. Yeah, so a bit of statistics. Leaflet has been developed for 3.5 years, but about that now. It has a really low amount of lines of code, 6,500. It's really low for an open source project of such popularity, and there were more than 3,000 commits from 175 people, and that's a really huge number. Like almost 200 different people from all parts of the world decided to contribute to Leaflet. It's crazy. It has 7,000 stars in GitHub, a lot of boards. Not many issues open, but 2,400 issues closed, and that's really huge if you ever kept an issue log of such Vladimir repository. So a lot of bugs fixed, a lot of things discussed. So it's really actively being worked on. And pull requests, like patches that bits of code that people sent to me, there were almost 1,000, and I'll either merged or closed. So the plugin community is really active too. The Leaflet plugins list has about 100 plugins that do everything you ever could imagine in maps. So this is market clustering. It's really awesome plugin for displaying lots of places on the map. It has very cool features, and the guy who created it is here. It's Dave. From New Zealand, also far away. It's also one of the 4 contributors. So you should say thanks to him too.
Thanks, Dave.
That's alright.
Yeah, this is Leaflet Draw for drawing and editing vectors on Leaflet maps. And so I want to talk a bit about what was the reason Leaflet became so popular so fast. What's the main reason behind its really amazing success? And if I could just say one word about this, I would say simplicity. Because that's the most important thing that's used as a principle in every part of Leaflet. So for example, when I initially started writing Map API, I made a list of all the features a mapping API could have. I think I got the list from local layers documentation. But I realized that this won't work. I won't keep up with such a huge number of features. So I need to focus. I need to simplify this. So instead of number of features, I decided to focus on the quality of features, and that made a huge difference. So I chose features that are really essential for my team. That's you couldn't live without much. So many users need it, and I decided to leave everything else to third-party plugin developers, and instead focus on making those base features perfect, so that plugin developers have an easy time building and copying. And there's also a very nice principle that we offer by 37 signals and developers behind Ruby on Rails web development framework. So mention over configuration is a principle when designing API. That means that you need to create API in such a way that user who uses it only needs to specify the conventional specs of the application. So everything that the API can decide for him, it should. So API should be requiring minimal effort and minimal amount of decisions to make when you write code. For example, this is an example of Leaflet API. So to create a map, you just call map to set it to some coordinates and zoom level. You let's say set view to add an OpenStreetMap tileware to it. You create tileware with the address of tiles and say add to map. And when you need to add a marker, just create a marker in a specification. You do add to map, you do bin pop-up to attach some content to it, and open pop-up. And it looks very intuitive. So you don't need to make a lot of decisions when writing this code. You don't need to think how markers look or how pop-up opens or what animation is used. Stuff like this. So API is one part of the creation, and another one is code. And a lot of open source developers really neglect this part. So there was a really famous picture in this matter. It was regarding UI. Typical Apple product, typical Google product, and typical your company's products, and that's why no one uses it. So yeah, it's a really great picture that illustrates that simplicity in user interface can go a long way. But when it comes to the code of the software, it's absolutely the same if you want to attract contributors to it. So this is an example of one really popular JavaScript library. I won't say what it is, but it's being used everywhere. But it has like 10 times less contributors than Leaflet, despite being much older, much more mature. And this is why the code is so complex and smart and incomprehensible from a point of view of an average simple developer that just starts getting into it, that people just can handle contributing anything. And typically when someone is really enthusiastic about your project and wants to contribute something, and he has the passion to do it, but he thinks something like, wow, this code is so smart, I can contribute because my skills is not as good, and this is too smart, so my contribution will likely break something, and someone will get angry at me about that, And so they never really get started contributing because they're afraid of neglection and afraid to do some harm to code. And this happens a lot when code is complex. So there's this value of open source that everyone can contribute to it, but it's unreachable when the code is complex. No matter how smart are the approaches, no matter what design patterns and like architectural layers you use in your product, people won't contribute to it because it's too hard. And GitHub revolutionized the way people do open source because it made it really, really simple. So before GitHub, you wouldn't know where to start to do some contribution, and now you just can go to a file in a GitHub repository and click edit, and that's it. And you edit something and push the button, and it's sent as a patch to maintainer of this repository. And we can start from something small, like fixing a typo in a comment, like that doesn't really make any difference, but it's a start, and a start is always better. But so the point is that GitHub made it really, really simple to contribute, and now it's the responsibility of open source developers to make the code itself simple enough so that other people could contribute. So I tried really hard to make Leaflet code as simple as possible so that many people could understand it quickly and contribute to it. So it's not enough to be open, you need to be transparent to attract people. And I also really like the analogy of code and poetry, because I'm a musician. And poetry is pretty similar because it means expressing deep meaning through simple words. And really good code is like that. So you write really, really simple, concise lines of code, and that's really good code. So due to Leaflet being really, really simple and not using super advanced patterns and approaches to development other than just writing simple code, it is very easy to improve. So it's the consequence is that it's very lightweight, very fast, very responsive, because it's easy to optimize because you understand how everything works. Everything is transparent, so you can quickly find how to improve something. And another thing about successful open source projects is that design matters as much as code. So I've seen a lot of times where people release really super amazing code that like blows your mind, but it's presented in such a way that you don't want to look at it. Like, so ugly font in documentation, and you don't want to use this software anymore, and that's bad. Because so I really try hard to put a lot of attention to documentation, to design of the little things like shadows on the zoom button controls or things like that. That's small changes may not make a difference, but when it builds up, it really makes a difference. So attention to details. There's a term that comes from Japan, Kaizen. It means continuous improvement. It's a principle that means that you every day you need to improve something. Maybe in a very little way, but it will come to a big result in the end. And I really like to boast and show off, so I inserted this picture in the presentation. That's me. So yeah, and writing simple code isn't something that you start doing right away. You need to practice it to make it perfect. So, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, so practicing simplicity in code and simplifying consciously and continuously is really important to become a really, really good developer. Yeah, and one other thing is responsiveness is key to building a community around some software. So when people start to use something and they report an issue or ask something in Twitter and no one responds, that's really discouraging, and they have a high chance to drop it just because they don't feel well about being ignored by developers. So this is just an example. Leaflet's Twitter account, it has many tweets already. I tweet there every day. So, and this is just one small indication that's trying to be as much responsive as possible and answer people, try to help them. And that makes a difference. This is another example. This is an official forum, and I must admit I'm not very often reading the forum because it's just too much time. So it's really hard to keep up in all the information sources, but still, even without my active participation, it has more than 1,400 topics. But it was like that a year ago, and now Google doesn't display total amount, it just says many. So I can't say exactly what it is. There's also an RSC channel, and so trying all channels that are possible to spread the word about Leaflet and to respond to people and to help them. And this makes a big difference in a simple open source library becoming really successful. So I want to talk about a bit about common features. So this is a slide that I made when I presented this talk at OSPG A in Minneapolis last year. And at the time I was releasing 0.7, 0.6 version of Leaflet. And I wanted to share this super awesome feature that will really make everything different, and that I was going to announce in this presentation. So this feature was so yeah, I actually removed the feature in that release. I took some code of polyline editing and moved it to a plugin, to Leaflet plugin, where it belonged much better, making the core Leaflet simpler and smaller. And if I have a chance to make something simpler or to remove a feature that no one uses, I will. And that also makes a big difference. So trying to keep it small, focus it, and never reach the bloat of some other libraries. And it all comes down to simplicity. So Leaflet plans for the future, what I'm going to work on. Actually, we're now really working on approaching version 1.0, it will be really soon, maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe a month. It will be awesome. But in general, what I try to do with Leaflet, now that it became pretty much feature complete, there are not many features to implement really. So, and I don't want to add a lot of features to it. I want to leave it to one developer. So what I can work on instead of features is making things simpler, which is the most important thing. Refactoring code for more flexibility, improving performance, of course, improving usability so that users could feel comfortable browsing different maps, improving plugin infrastructure so that more custom plugins appear. Better website and more tutorials, which is really important too. So this is the end of my talk, and to recap everything that I said before, to be really successful at open source software, you need to first get excited. You need to build cool stuff. You want to build cool stuff. You need to believe in yourself. You need to pursue your dreams, no matter what other people tell you. You need to push open source, and you need to listen to my band. Now it's a really historical moment because I think it's the first time among all times I presented this presentation that I actually have time for QA.
Yeah.
So you can ask any questions you want.
Who came up with the name Leaflet, or why the name Leaflet?
I came up with the name Leaflet because I had this idea of building something really simple and lightweight, and I searched for different words that would represent simplicity, being light, and maybe something with maps. But yeah, so I came up. I don't know how I came up with it, but I really liked it because it has two meanings, and both are meaning. They're associated with lightness and simplicity, and it's a nice word. It's no other JavaScript library at the time took this name, so I took it. And yeah. Yeah.
What's the relationship between Leaflet.js and Mapbox.js?
So Mapbox.js is basically a plugin on top of Leaflet that makes it easier to use Mapbox services. So it just basically it's a shortcut. So it takes Leaflet, a couple of very useful plugins, and wraps it in a very nice package where you can just write one line of code and it will instantly load a Mapbox map with some interactive features in it, etc. So just service interaction layer. It's very nice. But you can use Leaflet or you can use Mapbox.js. It depends on how. What's better for you? Yeah.
Are your plugins curated in any way? Supposing I wanted to choose between a more bloated thing versus Leaflet plus a bunch of plugins, how do I know which are the good plugins or which are the recommended ones or something? That's one advantage of the model, I think.
Yeah, this is one area where I want to put more time into and think through. I'm planning a redesign of Leaflet website, and I think I'm gonna make the plugin list not as flat. Make some plugins that I believe are the best featured, so that they display first with this beautiful screenshot and like this. And actually, Mapbox did a very nice job of picking about 10 best plugins for Leaflet and putting them on CDN and making examples for it, and we can see that in Mapbox.js documentation. But all the plugins are actually useful with bare Leaflet too. That's how I'm going to work with this in Leaflet. Yeah, but now you can judge by the amount of stars on GitHub repository. Yeah.
Are you working on or have plans to work on any project outside of Leaflet, or is that your full-time?
I was working full-time, but now I'm not. I'm now working on a super secret project in Mapbox that I can't tell you anything about. But it will be huge and change everything in the world. I'm serious. Okay, yeah.
What do you use to generate your reference stocks?
That's a good question. So initially, when I was working on Cloud Native API, I tried all the documentation generating tools I could find, and they all were they all sucked really hard. So they were horrible, and it was really hard to make a beautiful documentation out of any generation tool. So I decided, oh, like, I won't use any tool, I will just write all the documentation by hand. And it was a great decision because it enabled me to be really flexible about what I put in the reference, how I put it, how I display it, and of course it adds some craft in terms of maintainability, so it's much less convenient to manually edit an HTML for this, but the documentation itself looks great, and this is my most important goal with it. So yeah, I think manually is the best way, or Markdown is also good, which Mapbox.js uses, and Mapbox uses for most of the documentation. So yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So we can start getting this stuff ready. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, again, thank you very, very, very much for watching. So yeah, feel free to mingle. We'll probably start having to shut down around like 8:30 or so. But yeah, please also eat all of the chips. We have so many, many chips. And thanks.
Yeah, I'll hang out here for some time, so you can just come here and ask me anything.